coming up in today's video.
At the end of the day, you have to ask yourself two questions. One, how long do I want to feel this pain? And how long do I want to struggle? Or two, am I really an entrepreneur? Because at the end of the day, like, you got to think about and you got to ask yourself, how do entrepreneurs and successful people in the 1% make decisions?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's interview. I am here with one of our most successful clients. His name is Jared. And today we're going to get into some of the struggles he faced growing his agency, what his life was like as an agency owner before working with us, and what changed after he started working with Brian and I and the whole team here at Agency Hypergrowth. And guys, he scaled his agency to about $17,000 a month. And so you guys are going to be able to take away some really awesome insights as to what it means to get your agency to that six-figure a year revenue mark, and how to maintain it and all the nitty-gritty that goes into that. So guys, without further ado, let's get into it. So Jared, honestly, man, like, the mic is yours. So take it away. Tell everybody your story. And
started last year, ran it from about August till early December. In that time frame, landed a few deals, like website contracts, so nothing retainer based, no real predictability, so very, very sporadic. I think I only landed like one or two of those too. And so I did a lot of cold calling. I picked up a lot of my early knowledge from Grant Cardone, and so he goes hard about cold calling and just putting in those reps, those numbers, right? So some days I was making like 50, 60, 70 cold calls, right? Some days I was pushing like 100 just to try to get as many meetings as I could. And looking back to it, like, I could really only land like 1 to 3 meetings a week. I didn't have a set sales process. I thought I was good at sales, but in reality I wasn't, especially after I talked to Brian. And yeah, I was just kind of real stuck at the beginning of December. So just like a lot of us, next thing you know, I'm on another webinar with some more online gurus trying to teach me some more tips and tricks. Right, we've all been there. I quickly realized, okay, wait a minute, these guys know what they're talking about. And that actually turned out to be Brian and Sebastian. And so not long after that, I actually ended up jumping into Agency Hypergrowth myself. And my whole life was like kind of changed, down from my business, my personal, my psyche, my mindset, really everything. But before that, it was just really a struggle. I was feeling a lot of pain. I was eating a lot of shit, pardon my French. Like, there was some months where I'd bring in like $150, like, if that, like that's what I'd bring home. Like, some months there's nothing, and I'm just like, all right, well, it looks like I'm eating cardboard again for dinner. Looks like I'm having sleep for dinner. So yeah, so I was pretty excited to jump in Agency Hypergrowth, and yeah, ever since then there's just been a ride, just been a roller coaster. A lot of what you guys teach and what you instilled in our minds is like, the more you need money and the more you need deals to close, the harder it is to close them. The easiest way to put it is you become a person of beta. Like, you become extremely beta as soon as you need that, because now you're not operating out of a place of abundance and power. You need that money, you need that close. So you're like, I'll do whatever I want. Like, I'll do whatever you want. I'll kiss your feet, I'll sign your shoes. I don't care. What do you want? So I went hard. Like, I've talked to a lot of agency owners, and some of them are like, oh, I have a 9 to 5, so like I can't do it. Like, I don't have enough time. And it's like, realistically, like, break down how much time you have in a day. Like, you have enough time. So for a while there, for a few months, like, I was just taking calls, and there was a little time frame in the morning from like 6:30 till 7:30. So I could take like one call in the morning. Before that, I could make like a few warm calls and prospecting. I also had the advantage though too, because my dad was very lenient because I was working with him. So he also let me take off 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. every day. So I'd also fit in a call right then. But then other than that, I'd make calls as soon as I got home from 5:30 till like 9:30 at night, right? And then on the flip hand of that, like, some people are like, well, what if the business owner can't talk then? Or like, that's really late. Like, people don't really normally talk then. And my response to that is like, who cares? So the more you think about that, the more you instill that into your mind, the more you're going to subconsciously rub that out on your prospect. Right. So when I was on the phone, like, I'm just straight up like, yo, I got time at 7 p.m. Wednesday night. Can you do it or not? If you can, awesome. If you can't, like, just as awesome. I can do like Thursday at 6:30 in the morning. right? But bottom line, like I'm extremely busy. I'm extremely booked up. Like these are the times I got. If you want them, take them. If you don't, cool, right? So it's adapting that mindset with it. Got to a place, started going to every group call, started asking as many questions as I could. Got some real clear direction into my offer. Because for a long time too, I was offering the wrong service, and I think this is something important to talk about with the people watching and people that watch the replay. You guys might have touched on this already, but just for the people who haven't heard the concept, is like buyer's intent, right? So the easiest way I can explain this is like a tow truck company. So I'm driving down the road, say my wife's having a baby. I'm driving down the road and my tire pops. The last thing I'm going to do is open my email, go on Facebook and start scrolling the news feed, right? The first thing I'm going to do is go to Google and type in, I need a tow truck.
100%.
Are you going to call the first guy and they're going to come out and fix your tire, right? So you got to really break down and think about your niche on a buyer's intent level. So it took me a while to realize that and make that shift. And once I made that shift and started offering things that's actually going to benefit them in terms of like SEO, Google PPC, websites and funnels, those are really my only services, right? Like I don't do content creation, I don't do management, all that stuff, just a headache. And so once I narrowed down on like my 4 main offers and really started taking that like next step of action, not what I thought was enough, that's when I really saw my agency explode and grew pretty fast. Like when I went and got my 9 to 5 again, we were still making money. We were making like $3K a month, but we had a lot of debt piled up from the times when we didn't join Agency Hypergrowth. So we had a lot of debt piled up for all of our programs and everything we ran. We even had clients like take money out of our ad account. That was a nightmare, but like all kinds of things like that. So like we were still making money, but we weren't at a place where like me and my business partner could go full time and just run the agency without going back to eating shit and having that mindset of I need deals, right? So yeah, I mean, after I really buckled down, I narrowed down on my niche, really put in that like next level of action and effort. That's when I really saw things explode. And basically it's kind of like a dam. Like once you break open the dam, the floodgates start and it's just like a flood of water.
Yep.
So, yeah, basically now just working on scaling even farther and farther. It's kind of a breakdown of where I was, what happened, and yeah.
You know, it only continues to pile up. It just compounds and compounds. And once you have that momentum, like it's very difficult for that train to stop. And it goes faster and faster and faster. And I think something really cool that you hit on was how you started to change your mindset around growing your agency while working a full-time job. Because I think there's a lot of people out there right now, and I'm sure there's even some in this group, maybe even some watching this interview right now, that currently work a full-time job and they might feel kind of stuck. Like, well, shoot, I work these long hours. Like, how could I possibly get clients? And I mean, you and another client we have, his name is Karan. A lot of people in the group might know him as well and have seen him around. You guys kind of you took the same path. You know, you just fit it in your schedule because everybody has free time. Nobody works from sun up to sundown and goes to sleep.
Yeah.
Nobody does that. You have free time. It's just a matter of how important is it to you. You got to have the mentality to do it. And also you guys were in a great place because you had, you know, the direction, the guidance of like what to actually do with that energy that you had and where to channel, you know, properly. So
exactly. It's like the analogy you say with the compass. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know exactly how you say it. I think I just shifted my own way of saying it because I don't know. Yeah, I'll let you say it.
It's probably more or less the same. I mean, it's just something to the extent of like, I like the Google Maps one. It's like, or the Uber driver, for example. You know, you call your Uber, right? And I guess technically you couldn't do this through the app because you have to put a destination. But let's say you could call your Uber driver and the car is ready to go. It's all got the full tank of gas, just got it tuned up at the shop. Like, no hitches in the car. You're ready to go. Driver's outside and you don't have a destination. You're like, yo, I'm hopping in. Let's go. He's like, where? Where are we going? He's like, I don't know. Let's just go. Just go. You know, that's most people with their agency. It's just go.
What's also spending your time in like, there's a difference between income producing activities versus non-income producing activities. And it's constantly making sure you're subconsciously like, am I doing what I should be doing right now? Like, is this what I'm doing right now going to bring me clients, or what is this really doing for me, right? And as far as the time goes, like especially on weekends, like you have like 48 hours on weekends to do whatever you want. Like
100%.
like that being granted, like some people work on weekends or whatever, but like the majority of the people, you have like 48 hours, right? Like if you worked all day Saturday from like 9 a.m. to like 7 p.m., you could take like 10 calls.
For sure.
Like
And
that's a lot of calls.
yeah, 100%. Just to give you guys some insight, like on which area is really talking about. Like, for example, you could take your weekends and like some of what we teach in agency hypergrowth is how to leverage outreach methods and prospecting strategies that don't require you to be on the phone all day long. We leverage a few different platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, there's a few other ones. And, we show you how to get appointments, and then you can literally set your whole week up just on the weekend, man. Just on the weekend, you can set your whole next 5 days for actual sales conversations without having to like cold call people and go outside and network or door-to-door type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So 100%.
Mm-hmm.
You want to just talk briefly about kind of where your agency is at now and deals wise, clients, all that cool stuff?
So right now we're doing about 17. Trying to make that push right now to double it in the next like 3-4 months. And yeah, majority of our clients are in the painting niche. I think just to touch a little bit on the snowball effect, one thing that helped there too is like you really got to niche down. Like I talked to a lot of agency owners, and a lot of you aren't niche down, and like that's a huge problem. Like for me, when I get onto each call now, it's almost, I don't want to say autopilot because it seems like a bad word, but it's like I know what to say, how to say it. I know what they want to hear, what they don't want to hear. I know the industry, right? Like if you're constantly bouncing around between real estate agent, gyms, roofing companies, like how you speak to those three industries are completely different. They have completely different pain points. Their business models are completely different. Like you want to be so specialized that you know the business model and like what they should be doing next better than themselves. Right. So yeah, in terms of my agency, like a lot of my calls are just kind of like on autopilot. It's very like my pipeline is so full. Like I have so many meetings on a daily basis that my abundance mindset is like 100% there. So it's like when I'm on proposal calls and I lay everything out, it's like, yeah, if you want to move forward, cool. If you don't, like just as cool. Like you let me know, right? Like let me know fast because I got like another 7 calls after this. So like, you know what I mean?
For sure.
So yeah, I mean now it's the prospecting methods are, there's some weeks where I can only prospect like 2 to 3 days out of the week, or else I get so backlogged with new leads that I can't properly like service them and call them and book the meetings. So there's some days where I can't even like fully prospect, right? And that's just a matter of having like everything optimized, right? It didn't, like when I jumped in agency hypergrowth, it wasn't like that. I wasn't getting like mad leads on a daily basis.
That's a good problem to have though, man.
Well, exactly, right? So it's almost like turning on a light switch. Like when I need leads, I turn it on. When I don't, I turn it off. And I kind of branch out from there, right? But yeah, I mean, my agency is just a matter of just doing what we're doing and just keep going.
If you had to say like 1 or 2 things to somebody that is maybe has seen us around or maybe hasn't seen too much of us yet, but seen a little bit and they're kind of skeptical and they're just kind of curious, like, who are these guys? Like, should I work with them? Or again, if it's somebody who's been in our ecosystem for a bit, but they're still asking kind of the same question, like, I don't even know if I should work with these guys. What advice do you give to people who are in that place right now about, contemplating working with us?
Gotcha. So a lot of what I hear and a lot of the most common reasons why people don't move forward is they believe like they can do it themselves, or like deals are coming in, like just wait, like I'm just talking a few deals, let them close. And it's like, just let me land a few clients. And the basic thinking behind that whole thing is wrong. Like if you could get clients, you wouldn't need help. Right? Like if you get, and at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself 2 questions. Either 2 questions. 1, how long do I want to feel this pain? And how long do I want to struggle? Or 2, am I really an entrepreneur? Because at the end of the day, like you got to think about, and you got to ask yourself, how do entrepreneurs and successful people in the 1% make decisions? Right? Do they safeguard their money? Do they take a really long time to think about things and make decisions? Or do they take risks and are they super decisive on what they want? And you know what I mean? So I think those are the two main major questions, as well as sitting down in a room and really figuring out what you want, why you want it, but then how you're going to get it. Right.
Yeah.
And if what you're doing right now isn't going to get you there and isn't your how, then you need to start thinking about what is your how. Or else you're just going to continue to run on the hamster wheel. Andrew says, how do you outline the timeline expectations for your clients? Easy. You just outline them. So, I mean, like, you just outline them. So, like, I don't know. In terms of what? Like, are you talking like paid advertising? Like, how long should they expect results? Or how long for project completions and things, right? Because for like websites and funnels, I just lay it out. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be like 30, 45 days. Right.
Yeah.
After that, you have like 30 days about of revisions. After that, we're cut off. We're done. It's yours. Have fun. Right. If it's for ads, I just outline it like completely transparently. So it's like the way I structure it is I have 3-month agreements. Right. And it's like, honestly, within the first month, you're going to see some results come in. But as the second and third month, things are going to get a lot more optimized and you're going to see a lot more higher quality leads come in then. Not to say you're not going to see stuff coming in the first month, but quite honestly, Mr. Prospect, any marketing company that says, hey, pay us a bunch of money and we're going to get you like crazy results month one and your leads are going to be pouring in your door are really just overpromising and under-delivering. So what's important, Mr. Prospect, is that we set the expectations correctly right now in the beginning before we move forward. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Right. So it's just, I mean, there's no fancy tricks behind it. It's just being 100% honest. Right. SEO, I do like 6-month agreements. Same thing. It's like, man, like there's no way I could just snap my fingers month one and get you page one. Like I just can't.
Yep. Do you have employees?
Right now, no, but I'm just in the process of training a new setter. And basically, once we hit around like 25K a month, maybe 30, that's when we'll start thinking about getting salespeople and started running ads and things for your agency. Because like there's different problems and there's different solutions for different stages of your business. And, like if you like right now, like I'm just being 100% honest and transparent. Like if you have employees right now and you aren't making 10K a month or like you're not making 20K a month, like fire them. Like I'm not even trying to be like a dick or anything. Myself, I was in the same position before I joined Agency Hypergrowth. Agency was pulling in like nothing, and I had 2 sales guys that I was paying minimum wage hourly to work for me.
Yep.
Right, like it cost me. I ended up like getting rid of them, not firing them, just saying like, yo, this isn't working. After like weeks, and it cost me like $500-600 just to have them. And it's like at the end of the day, the biggest thing is you don't have a set process right now. Like if you don't have clients, that means A, you don't have a good prospecting method. B, you don't have a good sales process. C, you're not as good at sales as you thought you are. And D, you don't have the fulfillment skills you do. So if you have salespeople and you can't land clients now, like you're not going to be able to lead your salespeople to be able to do what you want them to do and improve them and improve their closing rate, as well as like fill up their calendars and like your sales process. Like you're not going to be able to close or sell anyone, especially if you're expecting like another person, another sales rep to be as invested in your business as you are and to want to close deals just as much. It's not going to work out. Right. And as far as ads too, like I see a lot of agency owners running ads ready, and it's like, no, that's a big no too. Right. Because it's the same exact principle. If you can't sell organic leads, you're not going to be able to sell inbound leads.
David asks, what does your specific prospecting actions look like?
I think a lot of people overthink prospecting. Like a lot of people think that's like your main part of your business. Like, oh, like I need to learn prospecting and I'll have all the clients.
Yeah.
And it's really not. Like for me to prospect and jump on a meeting with a potential with a prospective client is really not hard. Like it's like I said, it's so not hard or it's so easy that I only can do it for like 2 or 3 days out of the week. And realistically, it only takes me 2 hours a day to prospect. How many clients do I have? I think I have like 8 or 9. Do you find ways to upselling existing clients? So it depends. Sometimes I've been testing out, like if I know they need SEO on a website, I'll try just pitching on the website. Like, yeah, okay, like let's just get the website done. You need that. then let's talk about marketing. And then I upsell. I find it a lot easier to upsell them on like SEO or Google Ads after we already like worked with them and showed them our work. But I don't really call it upselling. Really, what I do is like, if they get to a point, like say they're at 10K and they want to get 30K and we help them get to 30K, at that point, like I wouldn't try to upsell them. It would be more like, okay, we got you to 30K, like what now? Right. And maybe they're like, okay, let's double it again. Let's get to 60K. Right. And obviously, like there's going to be more ad spend involved in that, which would increase our management fee. So that's kind of the way I upsell. Right. It's not in like the cliche way, like, oh, buy this, buy this, buy this. Because at the end of the day, like you're doing what's best for that business. And if this is what's getting them results, like why change it? You just got to change the goals.
Yep. Spot on, man. Somebody asks, do you still do cold calling? What was the biggest lesson you learned from cold calling? I know you don't seem to recommend it now compared to a year ago. Yeah, honestly, Rod, the quick answer to that is no. We don't do it. We don't recommend it to any extent. And I would just say go and watch the replay of this live interview to hear Jared talk about his experience with cold calling. And cool. Looks like we're good to go. No more questions. All right, guys. Again, this live will be available as a recording in the group. And we'll probably shoot the edited version out so you guys can watch it and get the good takeaways. Okay, guys. See you soon. We're out. Peace.